Hi, good day all. Asa from Creative Fairy Designs. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm happy to have you. And for today's episode, we are going to be making this ephemera sticker storage. It's not a book, it just looks like a book. It's ephemera sticker storage. It's a very quick and easy and cost effective, practically cheap project. So it would be nice if you all can try it. I'm sure you would enjoy it. So I'll quickly show you what it's used for and then we can get started. So this is cardboard. I've used cardboard. This is the design. This is design. It's at my coffee shop. Anyone who wants it, it's there. It's free. And I've just attached an elastic gold closure with two charms just in front. And I've used elastic because I want to remove it. And when you remove it and you open it on the inside, it's 20 book pages made into little envelopes so we can store our stickers, etc. So I'll just show you how we'll store it. So firstly, these are just some extra printables that I had. These are what I made in my vellum project. A bookmark. These are the other envelopes I made. All of this is in my tutorials. These are book pages. I have not used them yet that I intend to insert into my journals, and I've showed you how to print this. It's at my coffee shop as well. These are tags that I've used throughout for some of my journals, and I know we all have extra tags hanging around all over the place. These are the tiny cute envelopes that I made in my last episode. For those of you who have not looked at them yet, you can always check it out. Another vellum envelope. These are tiny items that you want to find somewhere to store them. These are charms that I'm always using for my project, including this one. These are the glass charms with the clock and the butterfly. These are my lace trimmings and ribbon. They're small, so I just thought I'll add them in here. I know it's not an ephemera, and these are just some additional scraps that I've collected over time. I'm just added in here, and there's still more pockets, more space. This is a sticker, foam sticker, and there's still a lot more place and a lot more pocket to continue storing. And for this storage, we would be using these printables. These printables are for the front cover and the back cover. The size of the printables will be cut down depending on the size of your book. I'll load it on my coffee shop. It will be free. You can hop in there and download it. For this, we are going to be using book pages. So I already have 10 of the book pages made into pockets, and I'll show you how we do them. So this is the book that I've used. I'm sure we all have spare books. This is the ivory colored books. I particularly like the ivory colored books. I think it adds to that vintage feel. So I'm going to use two. And you don't necessarily have to use a good book with nice writing. You can use an exercise book because it's not going to be short. So I use 2 pages per pocket. So just tear off 2 pages. Then I fold the 2 pages in half. And I'm going to reinforce the book pages with craft tape. Craft tape is a pretty cheap tape to use for your projects, and it does give a strong hold. So firstly, you're going to take the craft tape, just measure along the bottom how long it's going to be, cut off your strip and fold it to the bottom here. This is to add to that reinforcement, and fold it over. Now we're going to do the same and reinforce both sides. Fold it along just to get an average how long it's going to be. Just tape it along halfway. Fold it over and tape it along the other side. Do the same for this edge. Measure. And this is a really quick, simple project. Place it along. And I could not think of a better way to use book pages instead of throwing it away as an upcycle. And we all need to store items at some point in time. So it acts as a good, cheap storage. And there it is. You have made your pocket. So now we're just going to apply one piece of reinforcement to one side of the book page. Just come on the outside and fold it over on the inside. And you can use your bone folder to assist in this process. Now this side, the other side that does not have craft tape, we'll be using that with the other ones that we folded to attach it on. So I've finished folding all my book pages, and over here I have approximately 20 pockets because we're going to make a storage that we can store as much as we can. So let me show you how we're going to put this storage together. So get another piece of craft tape and we're going to bind all the book pages together. This time I'm using about, we don't need the full length of the book page, this time I'm using about 3/4 length of the book page. And then you're going to take 2 book pages at a time. And the edges that we did not put any tape on, which is here and here, we're going to line them up, make sure they're lined up properly, lined up together. And we're going to put this piece of craft tape to the center. And then we're going to get the other envelope, the other pocket, then we're going to get the other pocket, place it on top, line it up, make sure it's lined up together, and then tape it down with the craft tape. Use the bone folder to squish it down. And we have 2 envelopes, 2 pockets together. So we're going to do the same with all the rest. And for the storage, I've cut cardboard. The size of the cardboard is 9 inches by height and 6 inches by width. Same for this, 2 sizes same, 9 inches by height and 6 inches by width. For the center spine is 9 inches by 3 inches, and that's because of the size of my storage. It's pockets, it's 20 pockets in here. So this is because of the size and the height of my book page. You can measure accordingly, or you can use the same height. So this has been printed on bold digital paper, or you can use cardstock. We're going to place this over our cover, and we're not going to waste it. We do want that piece of the edges here because we're going to use that for the spine. So just place it here and measure maybe about 3/4 inch on each side of the paper and cut it out, and remember to keep the excess for later on. So I'll just show you how we'll do this. You can just eyeball it, just make sure there's enough to fold over. And then cut it out. And this is the excess, so we're going to keep this. Do the same for the other side. Cut it out just like this. And now we're going to place our printable over our cardstock. Fold it over like this. Place it in the center and taper the edges. Do not come too close to the cardboard because we want to ensure that no paper is showing. Do the 4 edges. And then we're going to fold it over with our bone folder and stick it down. Use the edge of the bone folder. Ensure it's folded over. Crease it, that it's folded over. Fold it over. Press it down. Do the same with all sides. Crease it. Fold it over. And press it down. I do have some excess glue that came here. It's fine because this is going to be covered. Do the same with the other side. Fold it. Ensure it's firmly folded. Crease it down and use your bone folder to press it down. Now for the last side. On our cardboard should look like this, neat. Moving on to the next step, we're going to stick this cardstock right on the inner corner here. Sorry, this is not cardstock, craft paper. And you don't have to use craft paper. You can use book page, you can use cardstock. Just use whatever you have at hand because this is an upcycled storage. The only thing that is really printed is the cover. Once you have it centered, use your bone folder to press it down. Make sure the edges are stuck together and do the same for the other one. Now we're going to attach the spine to our book cover, and we're going to do it by just leaving like maybe a tad bit in the center, maybe 1 mm if so much. And we're going to use craft tape for this. Just place the craft tape and join both of them together. Use your bone folder to smoothen it out and cut it to edge. Just neatness necessary. Press it down. Now we're going to ensure that our book closes like this. Now to the back here, there is going to be some sticky material, but we're going to cover this up. So we're going to have our book or our storage like this, and storage is going to go in like this, and then it's going to pull open like this. And now for the next part, now that we've made this cover, we're going to cover our spine. And I thought it would be really nice, because it's a book page storage, to add some book pages to the spine just to give it that zest. So the extra pieces of paper that I told you to keep, just cut off the white parts. You only want the decorative piece, so just cut it off. And you can leave them into strips like this and just tear it off with your hand. And then we're going to add some book pages. I've already torn some. So you want to get the ivory colored book pages. Tear off the pieces to the edge. We don't want too much blank writing. And for those of you who watch my videos know I love playing with book pages. Tear it up, tear it all up, use it all up into small pieces. And then we're going to ink around the edges. And for those of you who don't have ink, you can just use some brown acrylic paint, watercolor paint. It doesn't really matter. It's just to give it that vintage feel. And then we're going to stick it on to our spine. We have our book pages inked, or if you've used paint, this is what it would look like. So now we're just going to stick it onto the spine, just in any haphazard mannerism. And that's what makes the book pages look authentic, look nice. We like that look. We like that jagged look. At least I do. I'm sure you do too. Or else you won't be looking at my video, right, guys? And it's such a pleasure if you are here to have you. I enjoyed making this. I enjoyed crafting this. It was so much fun. And I hope you guys did too. So I'm just using regular glue stick here. It was a nice way to use up those book pages in this storage. And it is something that we all have stickers to store. We all have stickers to store, and we all have pieces of ephemera, postcards, scrap strips, lace trimmings, you name it. We will find a way to store it. And the beauty about this is it costs nothing. It really, really costs nothing. And that's what I love about it. The fact that you can just upcycle and not spend money and buy all of these expensive paper. And we can save some trees. Love saving trees. So I do hope that you do give this project a try. It's a fun thing to do. It's a little hobby. It's relaxing. Even if you're not into junk journaling, I do hope I can get you into junk journaling. But even if you're not into junk journaling, you can still try this project. And now we're going to stick some of the decorative paper that we cut, and you're just going to stick it in between the book pages randomly. This nice random look, haphazard look or random look turns out to be really nice, a really nice effect. And you can also use up your own paper scraps if you have pink to match with the cover. And if you want to use this design, it's in the coffee shop. If not, use any decorative paper will work. Just apply the same concept. And we all have extra, lots and lots of extra books that we don't use and we just throw away. So just continue sticking them like this randomly. So I've finished using up my book pages and the extra pink fabric scrap. If you have enough, you continue covering up, but I do have some open spaces, as you can see there. So for this, I'm going to use washi tape because this is what I have. You feel free to continue using decorative strip, anything that's decorative with a pink background or pink edges, just that it matches nicely. Feel free to do so. If you don't, you can use gold acrylic paint, pink paint, white, because there's white in here, cream, any medium that you think is best. It's scraps, it's really scraps we're trying to use up. And these scraps will give a really, really nice finish. And you see what I'm speaking about when we finish. Cut the washi tape as necessary. There's no need to waste any of your materials. It's all about thrifting and saving. As you know, these projects can become expensive, and we don't want that because it's a decorative aspect. So for the edges, I put all the straight corners on the edges. Just so it looks like a complete finish. And just continue taping along until you've covered everything you want. Use it as a time to relax. Have your coffee. And I think that's it. My cover is finished. And now we're going to move on to one last step, which is we are going to put Mod Podge over this just to seal it in. For those of you who don't have Mod Podge, you can mix a little bit of glue and a tiny bit of water and just lightly seal it. And now for the edges, we're going to use a piece of washi tape, a piece of pink washi tape, but we're going to apply glue to the washi tape because washi tape is not very sticky, and we want to ensure that our washi tape sticks on properly to our spine. You don't have to use washi tape. You can use fabric, lace, scrapbooking paper, or anything else you have at hand. Stick it down really well with additional glue. Do the same for the other side. So washi tape is really cheap. I got this on Amazon. It came, I think, with about 12 different colors, and they have that nice little gold look on them. And of course, there's many tutorials for those of you who wish to make your own washi tape. But I know you ladies have lots of washi tape stacked away. And if you don't have washi tape, I know you have decorative paper, lace, trim. I know you can find something that you think would add a creative flair to your book. I am just showing you my creative flair, and you can adjust however best you think. And we have finished with our. Now we're going to attach this to the book, and for this I'm going to be using score tape because score tape holds it down really well, really tight. Place your score tape on the tapered edges. Remove the backing of the score tape. I find my fingernails work best. If you have a special tool that can remove it, by all means, or you can use a nail file. I do hope so your book on the book spine. Obviously the book spine is bigger than the pockets because we want the pockets to be open out. And then close your cover in. Place all the tapered edges and close the cover in. So nothing should be showing. When you close your cover in, nothing should be showing. Open it out and use your bone folder to stick it down as firmly as possible. Okay, so I've already done the other side, and now for this one I'm just using score tape again. I use score tape on the underside of this one. You can use score tape or you can use any strong tape that you have. Just run it along. Remove the edges. These are the times when you are grateful for long nails. So I do hope that you're enjoying this video so far. And if you do, please give it a comment, nice comment, a thumbs up, so you can help YouTube know it's a good video, so others can see how cheap and easy it is to make a storage for their stickers, ephemera, etc. Okay, so then bring it along, bring your cover to it, and press it down, firmly securing it. Use your bone folder for this. Make sure it's firmly secured. And score tape does hold really well. Just get a good score tape.